What's going on, family? It's P coming to you real quick. I just want to give y'all a quick analysis, weekly breakdown of how we're going to proceed and move forward in the week. All right. So I have, let me just make sure I have Market Watch pulled up. All right. Let me make this real quick and sweet for y'all. All right. So a couple things I want y'all to look at. We have a few things coming up, especially I believe it is Wednesday. Wednesday, we have Fed Jerome Powell talking. We got some talks going on, especially. We have a few numbers coming out Thursday, non-farm payrolls coming out as well Friday too, as well as PMI final. So a few things come out this week, particularly between Wednesday and Friday. So look out for a lot of volatility, aka rapid movements in the market. Okay, we can capitalize on this if we stay ready. All right, so I'm going to switch over here to the charts, and I'm going to pull up VIX. All right, VIX is a volatility index that we use to kind of measure fear in the markets, but oftentimes we can also kind of like anticipate where the market may move based off things such as like, because typically it serves as an inverse in certain situations. You'll see where VIX will kind of push up and market will pull back, and sometimes it won't. That's gonna happen. But a lot of times, more times than not, we see some kind of mirror effect in a sense. Oftentimes you'll see things here in VIX that you won't see in the market, and that will allow you to capitalize on that. All right. So right now you see that we're at a daily support here on VIX. Do not take this lightly. We bounced here before, okay? But also if we were to break down below 18, below, previous low, yes, last week's low, that we should proceed lower is what I would say, somewhat possibly. But if we do bounce, then let's just look at SPY. All right, so SPY, we're at a previous high. You can see over here, but also you can see that we're rejecting this as well as this trend line I have marked as well. This is my trend line here that I have put in. But also you can see that it looks like we possibly could come back. I would look for, I think, Friday's open. So like 403.50 or so, 403 should look for that to crack. And then if that does, then we should proceed to 400 level. I think 405 would be a big level if we don't gap below there or above. Look for 405 to be sort of a reaction, strong reaction level to get us to 400 or higher. Right, if we hold 405-ish and we break above, Friday's high, we get above, 408, we should in fact get to 410 is what I would think. But time will tell. We'll see how the market reacts to everything that's going on. However, if we do break below 405 and get to 400, you can see that's also the daily 9 EMA, right? Let me just pull up the weekly chart as well. All right, you can see right here that, we have a gap here, right? We gapped up this previous week. So we could pull back and kind of feel that gap, which ironically is at 400, right? So we'll see what happens. But don't be surprised, if we break above, the 410, then things get really pushing here to the 420s and beyond. But time will tell. We shall see what happens with that. Just kind of throwing that out there. You can see we're in a rising wedge on the 4 hour as well on SPY. So I would not be surprised. Again, that purple is a manual trend line that I put in there. But this is an algo. They have a rising wedge here, a few different bottom trend lines for them. But you can see though, below 404 even likely get us to the 401.50 or 400 level. But above Friday's high, we should proceed to the 410. So, I would just, best thing to do is just to see, how we treat, again, the 405, 404 level and go from there, okay? Don't just jump in hoping for the best, just wait for a reaction, all right? Wait for a rejection, a bounce of some sort maybe, but time will tell, all right? Just don't jump in there blindly, all right? So look at some tickers. Pull up Apple. Apple is it is the #1 weight stock in SPY. So, if Apple has a great day, SPY could definitely, the market can have a great day as well if everything else is, just moving along, right? So we pushed up here. It seems like we have a rejection here. So it is likely that we could pull back definitely towards the 144.50. Maybe even lower than that, all right? However, let's look at the daily, though. The daily, we've come up to the 200 EMA here, all right, which is a very strong critical. It's been acting as a very strong critical resistance here, you can see. So we shall see what happens here if we are to pull back and get back below the 145.50-ish level. Then we definitely will likely come back to like the 140-ish, all right, which is around the 9 daily EMA here. All right, so let's look at the weekly real quick. You can see that we're pushing though here on the bottom weekly trend line here. So, really watch this and see what happens, all right? Microsoft seems to be breaking out of a weekly falling wedge here. All right, maybe we make it back to the weekly pivot around 622, okay? Now, we were looking at Microsoft, I believe it was Friday, but it didn't come through for us. All right, but let's see what happens though. Let's see what happens at the 250 level. If we do make it back at that 250, we possibly could get a gap fill, right? Or some sort, maybe even reach this 200 EMA here, which is aligned with the top of this candle, right? Because this would technically be, we closed here. So Doji, we closed here. And then we opened up here down here. So there's still a gap. It aligns with this 200 EMA. So, I don't believe in coincidences. So there's a reason why, these things are here. Okay. So, above 250 on Apple, we definitely could likely get to the 255, and we don't even need that whole move, right? You just need a little bit of that. Okay. You can also look for a trade here, look for a possible rejection. Maybe if you're working or something, or you're not able to get to the charts and make this trade, possibly you could, set up for a swing put trade for possible rejection here. Okay. Somewhere in here. But time will tell. The market will show us everything we need to see with that. Tesla as well, nice breakout here. We've been talking about this for quite a while. So it's a beautiful development. I love the process. All right, so again, breaking above 180, we can get above Friday's high, hold above Friday's high. We definitely should push towards the 200. It's been a previous inflection level here, and also, the 200 EMA is at around 217, 220-ish. So can definitely see this pushing higher here. This is a pretty much a bullish engulfing candle. So got the weekly on Tesla. Yeah, bullish engulfing candle, almost overlap 2 weeks of price action here, right? Pushing off of the bottom of this, we definitely could see, you know, the 200, 213, 215, 217-ish possible. Now we could also reject here at this 200 EMA and the weekly 21 EMA and just pull back here. It's quite possible to pull back to the 150-ish psychological level. That is a possibility as well that I will be watching also, right? Play both sides. We're not going to marry this position, okay? All right, so let's just see. I'm not going to give y'all too much because anything could happen in the morning. But we shall see. Be watching Netflix as well. We've been having some news on Netflix. So I want to see if this is just going to form as a bull flag here. We continue to consolidate and find support here. We can get a nice entry here and ride that up. Or is this going to be the top? Okay. If we do break below the 158-ish level, then we will likely come down to the 150-ish psychological level. All right, there's plenty of profit room for us potential here to make some money, some profit, right? So we'll see what happens with Netflix. Last but not least is Nvidia. Nvidia, we've been watching for quite a while. We've been making nice profits off of Nvidia. Gonna see if we're gonna consolidate here or pull back here, or continue to push here. You know, because this is basically, if you take this flag pole from here to here, it's about like what 20-ish bucks. We have a mini breakout here, but it's not quite extended if we take this pole here, right? So we should at least make it to like 210, 220-ish. You would take this whole thing. Should at least get to about the 220-ish if we were getting a true breakout, right? But if we get a pullback here on Nvidia, you know, be looking for that 188 daily 9 EMA here. All right. If 200 doesn't hold, then we'll likely pull back to the 190 and look for 290 for a possible bounce. All right. You can see here on Nvidia, we're breaking out of this falling wedge pattern here. So, you know, we do look good for some upside. We have earnings coming up. So time will tell. But I'm going to leave y'all with that. And I'll update the watch list and I'll update you on more tickers, more levels first thing in the morning. All right. Enjoy your day. I hope you had a blessed weekend. See you soon.